The time, summer 2015. The place, Millville, New Jersey. There was something brewing off Route 55, at an intersection just outside of Millville. At this intersection, diagonally across from each other, were two gas stations, Shell and Sunoco. And things were getting hot. Staring at each other, watching them pumping away all day and all night. The tension grew. At first it was anger and frustration, that they were stealing each other's customers. But there was something underneath it. A longing to be understood. To be loved. But Sunoco and Shell were too shy to say anything and thought the other hated them. So they buried their feelings. But these feelings grew like a seed. The tension was palpable when the seed finally sprouted. Until one day Sunoco could not handle it anymore. It ripped its gas tank out of the ground and threw itself across the intersection at Shell, scattering the gas station attendants.
"I must have you,"
cried Sunoco as it dove into Shell's loving embrace of gas pumps. However, unbeknownst to the gas stations, there were two onlookers. Denny's and Applebee's sat at that same intersection. And the atmosphere stirred up something in them as well. Rivals turned forbidden lovers, they were overcome by Sunoco's grand display. And finally decided to make a play for each other. Jumping out of their foundations, they joined Shell and Sunoco in the center, causing further chaos.
Denny's Senpai KYAAA.
"I finally have you in my metaphorical arms, the Applebee's of my eye."
"Please Denny's Senpai, I'm begging for it. I need it. Only your Grand Slam trademark can fill me up."
"Then my Grand Slams, TM, are what you will get, my darling."
Denny's started dishing out the slams into Applebee's. The All-American Slam, trademark. The Lumberjack Slam, trademark. The Fit Slam, trademark. The French Slam, trademark. And finally the Grand Slam Slugger, trademark. With each slam, Applebee's shuddered and quaked in pleasure.
"We are quite the classic combo, huh Senpai, just like those two."
As they looked over they saw Shell and Sunoco covered in gasoline, lost in ecstasy. Looking at the gas stations, made Denny's even hotter. With the friction generated between the two restaurants, their kitchens' greases caught fire. Denny's and Applebee's were in such euphoria that they didn't notice the fire spread out from them. And down to the squirming gas stations next to them. What happened next is now known as the Grand Millville Explosion. Where squeegees, artichoke dip, and dinner booths were strewn. In a 5-mile radius around the intersection. The gas stations, spent and gasping, smiled looking over at the Denny's and Applebee's who were in a similar state. The Applebee's looked up to the Denny's and said,
"How do you like them apples, Senpai?"